The Young and the Restless, spoilers for the next 2 weeks, January 26th to February 6th, reveal that Mariah Copeland runs with Dominic Winters, while Detective Burrow digs and Chelsea Lawson spills a secret. During the week of January 26th-30th, Victor Newman will task Adam Newman with locating Lily Winters and the twins so that he can make Kane Ashby believe his family's in jeopardy. Meanwhile, Sienna Bacall will tell Noah Newman that it's time for her to head back to Los Angeles, so he'll insist on going with her. Sienna may not want that either, so there'll be a lot to discuss. After Victor delivers an ominous message to Kane and Phyllis Summers, Phyllis will have to deal with some angry Sharon and Nick Newman drama next. Over with Sally Spectra, she'll give Billy Abbott updates on Jill Abbott's heart setback and hope he'll change his mind about pursuing a chancellor deal. Audra Charles will hear a tempting proposal later. So will Sally go ahead and make the job offer official? Jill is busy dealing with health problems, so Sally may think she needs to start making decisions for herself and deal with any investor backlash later. Next, Adam will give Chelsea Lawson the news about Victor wanting to use Lily, Maddie Ashby, and Charlie Ashby as leverage in his Kane feud. Chelsea will be alarmed over the idea of Victor kidnapping Kane's family, even if he's not actually putting them in harm's way. Since Chelsea will spill a shocker to Nikki Newman soon after, she might bring Nikki in the loop on what Victor's up to. However, Adam will change his mind about something later, so he might decide there's a better way to handle all this. Victor would never hurt Lily and the twins, but he might feel like he has to make them think they're in danger to dupe Kane into thinking that too. Adam might disagree and decide the three of them should be in on the plot. Since Lily, Charlie, and Maddie are furious with Kane, they'd probably be on board with helping Victor get the upper hand. While Nate Hastings consoles Victoria Newman over all the Newman Enterprises mayhem, Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott will have some business to settle. Y&R spoilers say Kyle and Claire might revisit their plan to take Audra down, so maybe their alliance will move forward with shocking results. As for Mariah Copeland, she'll abduct Dominic Winters and leave his parents freaking out. Devin Winters and Abby Winters will reel over Dominic's vanishing act as they seek answers. Mariah will load Dominic up in her car and make a quick getaway while Devin and Abby face another shocker. Could there be surveillance footage that points to Mariah's guilt or something along those lines? During the week of February 2 to 6, Detective Burrow will help Abby and Devin with their search for Dominic. Mariah may make it pretty far with Dominic, since Devin's private jet will ultimately be used to follow a lead. Once everyone realizes Mariah is behind the kidnapping, that's going to drag Tessa Porter and Daniel Romalotti Jr. into this wild storyline as well. Sharon may also reel over Mariah's involvement and lean on Nick for support. Unfortunately, there's a good chance Nick will be hiding a drug problem in the midst of all this, so he'll be the one needing support down the road. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some surprises are just around the corner, so stay tuned. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 imply that the soap will have a new crossover storyline with The Young and the Restless. Plus, there's trouble in paradise for Isaiah Hawthorne and Eva Thomas. Thanks to Catherine "Cat" Richardson. Next week we'll have plenty of bombshell moments, so let's talk about all the juicy drama that will unfold. First off, Beyond the Gates. Spoilers note that another crossover storyline with the Y&R could be on the horizon. Kat and Chelsea Hamilton prep for their Fenmore's meeting midweek, which is the very same Fenmore's luxury clothing store owned by Y&R's Lauren Fenmore. It looks like the cousins and besties will hope that the brand will carry their Chelsea Cat purses. So how will the meeting go? While there's no confirmation that Lauren will be on BTG next week, there's always a chance that the new soap surprises fans, right? Then again, Lauren may head to Fairmont Crest at some point in the near future. After all, February sweeps is only a week away, so time will tell. Meanwhile, Kat will be a busy bee during the week of January 26th, as Beyond the Gates spoilers note that she'll be in for a shock, and her mom, Nicole Dupree, will give her an earful. It sounds like Kat will be surprised when she sees her mom all dolled up for a date with Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald. Still, she'll also be completely caught off guard when she sees her dad, Ted Richardson, out on a date with Shanice Johnson. Kat will have a lot of ideas running through her head after both moments, so will her mom offer some truth bombs? Like Kat needs to let her parents live their lives? Will Kat like the idea of her dad with Shanice or give him a hard time? Fans will have to tune in to find out. In other Kat news, she'll clash with Eva, except that, after the two sisters fight, Isaiah will be rubbed the wrong way by his girlfriend's actions. Will Kat become an issue for these two? Only time will tell. Speaking of Shanice, Leslie Thomas will plot a scheme, and it looks like the nurse will be her target. Leslie hates that Shanice has something with her teddy bear, so what kind of extremes will Leslie take to stop this budding romance? Across town, Bradley Smitty Smith will spend the entire night out of his family home, which will leave Martin Richardson shocked and possibly worried. Will Smitty share the news of his undercover case with Jacob Hawthorne? Whatever happens during their all-night investigation may cause friction between Jacob and his police chief dad, Elon Hawthorne, as the two will clash. Elsewhere, Naomi Hawthorne will continue to hide her BRCA gene results from Jacob. The only silver lining to all this is that she'll have Ashley Morgan to lean on. On the topic of Ashley, she'll play mediator when Derek Baldwin and Grayson Perez have an altercation. How ugly will this get between Ashley's ex and new love interest? Over to Bill Hamilton's. He'll get some concerning news regarding some routine test results. Interestingly enough, his wife, Haley Hamilton, will continue to lose patience where her scheme to off Bill is concerned. Haley's frustration may turn to fear if Bill's test results come back filled with traces of poison. Back to Isaiah, beyond the gates. Spoilers for the week of January 26th hint that he'll get propositioned by none other than Danny Dupree. Still, Danny's interested in him for modeling, and modeling only. Will he accept her offer and join her agency? More on Danny as Andre Richardson will plan a romantic surprise for her. After kissing Bill this past week, does Danny deserve such a wonderful husband? At the casino, Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 imply that Joey Armstrong teaches someone a lesson, and this might be about Vanessa McBride's Lance Salander. He's the husband of an escort client, and Lance gave Vanessa a very hard time when he accosted her last week. Joey may feel as if he needs to pay the price for pushing his girlfriend around. So is Lance a goner? In more news about Vanessa, she'll prove she can handle her own business. So will she get even with Lance on her own terms? Finally, Anita Dupree will struggle with her breast cancer condition and chemotherapy. During the Monday, January 26th episode, Vernon Dupree and Sharon Winger will continue to worry about Anita's collapse, but it looks like she'll end up being okay. Still, as the days go by, Anita will suffer a loss, and it looks like she may start to lose her hair. Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of January 26-30 imply some interesting moments over the next 5 days, as the chaos and campiness continue in Fairmont Crest. The young and the restless Audra had a rough 2025, but the spoilers for next week say that she will receive a tempting offer. Will it be a job offer to work at Abbott Communications, or is it something else entirely? Since Sally is dismayed that Billy wants to accept Kane's offer to run Chancellor Industries, she intends to speak to Jill about hiring Audra to work at Abbott Communications. Sally asked Audra whether she is still interested in the job, but the tempting offer that's mentioned in The Young and the Restless spoilers isn't going to be extended to Audra until next week. So, what could it possibly be? It would be wonderful if the Y&R writers surprise us, and Audra receives an offer that involves revisiting her art background. Or, it would be sweet if Amy extends an olive branch to Audra and decides to give their friendship another chance. On Friday's episode, Amy was clearly torn when she spoke to Nate. She felt tempted to forgive Audra for her unholy deal with Victor, but she could tell that Audra is keeping another secret, the one about Holden. But we don't think the tempting offer next week has anything to do with Amy or Audra's artistic talent. It most likely has to do with Abbott Communications. Another preview for next week on The Young and the Restless shows us Sally telling Billy that she spoke to Snapper, Jill's brother and Billy's uncle. Snapper told Sally that Jill has taken a turn for the worse. We know she's had heart issues for a while now. If something happens to Jill, then who else will be willing and able to fund Abbott Communications? If there is no one else, then not only will Sally be out of a job, but Audra will continue on with no employment opportunities on the horizon. With this distressing news about Jill, we can't imagine what tempting offer Audra will receive next week. Her potential employment at Abbott Communications hinges upon whether or not the company has an investor. Whatever the tempting offer to Audra is, even if she accepts it, it will eventually blow up in her face once the LA secret comes out. Claire has been suspicious about it for months, and we know she isn't going to let it go until she finds out what Holden and Audra are hiding. So, even if Audra is able to work at Abbott Communications, she may very well lose her job and her friendship with Sally once the secret comes out. She will also lose any chance she has of reclaiming her friendship with Amy. It was funny how quickly Amy was able to figure out that Audra is keeping yet another secret, after Audra gave that lame excuse about how she knows Holden from LA. Audra can't pull the wool over Amy's eyes. Whatever the tempting offer is, it's going to be interesting to see how Audra's past catches up with her and affects her future happiness. We're still wondering whether that art gallery owner, the one Holden buried in an unmarked grave, is really still alive and will come back to haunt Audra. Social media has made it so nice for fans to be able to connect with their favorite soap stars, and when those stars in question take notice, well, The Young and the Restless, Michelle Stafford, is a shining example of one who appreciates her fans more than they could ever know. The CBS soap vet shared a very special post on her official Instagram to express her thanks for their love and support throughout the years and sent them a promise for 2026. "I really want to thank all of you who hang out with me here," Stafford began, then went on to assure, "I don't take it for granted. All of your love and support is noticed by me, and it is appreciated." In what she deemed as an "I love you" post, she continued to thank everyone for subscribing to her social page and promised, "You're going to get everyday content from me this year. You're going to get a real look into my life. I haven't given you the proper love you deserve. Anyone else who wants to join, come on over and subscribe." So many fans love hanging with the actress on her page, and one, Pooja Mohammed, shared, "Michelle, you are so sweet. You inspire us all every single day. Lots of love from Toronto," while Pam G added, "You're an awesome human being." The Young and the Restless preview for the week of January 26th reveals Billy Abbott will receive some disturbing news. Also coming up, Adam Newman will update Chelsea Lawson on Victor Newman's plan. Plus, Abby Newman will be alarmed when her son goes missing. Y&R spoilers tease, Adam will tell Chelsea that his father has come up with a possible way to get Newman Enterprises back from Kane Ashby. Of course, Chelsea will be all ears and will be excited to hear what her boyfriend has to say. Dad wants to use Lily, Maddie, and Charlie as leverage against Kane, Adam tells her in the Y&R weekly preview. "He's not going to kidnap Lily and the kids, is he?" a surprised Chelsea will ask. Meanwhile, Abby will be highly upset when she can't find Dominic Winters anywhere. But Devin Winters will tell his wife they'll find their son. However, she'll remind him they've searched the house and the grounds, and they can't find him anywhere. "No one has seen him, and it's getting dark," Abby will add. "And I'm starting to really freak out. But where is Dominic? Could someone have taken him?" Finally, Billy will be angry with Sally Spectra when he learns she called Jill Abbott about him potentially leaving Abbott Communications. "Don't you think that's a conversation that I would like to have with my mother?" he'll ask. However, Sally will tell him she didn't speak with Jill. She spoke with his Uncle Snapper. Billy, he said that Jill has taken a turn for the worse. But is Y&R going to kill off Jill? Hey Y&R fans, are you enjoying the new CBS Sudsir Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading The Soap Scoop for Young and The Restless spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our Y&R Facebook group or leave us a reply in our comments section. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Young and the Restless online at cbs.com. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for the week of January 26th, 2026. Fans can expect Mariah Copeland to embrace her dark side. Adam Newman has a change of heart. Plus, Nate Hastings comforts Victoria Newman. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Mariah, who is battling her own thoughts along with Ian Ward's evil influence. The redhead ended up calling Abby Winters from a burner phone, but never said anything. Abby might quickly forget about the phone call, but it could come back to her after a family tragedy. Mariah embracing her dark side is terrible news for Abby and Devin Winters. The little boy goes missing in a preview clip. Devin and Abby run through the house, but can't find their son. While Devin tries to stay calm, Abby completely freaks out. Later, Devin and Abby get some help from Detective Matt Burrow. Meanwhile, Mariah hits the road with Dominic. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for the week of January 26th, reveal that Adam will have a change of heart. Fans know that Victor Newman wanted Adam to use Lily Winters and the twins against Kane Ashby. In a preview clip for next week, Adam confides the plan to Chelsea Lawson. The woman is horrified, which could play a part in Adam having a change of heart. As for what else to expect, Sharon Newman worries about Noah Newman's future with Sienna Bacall. Victoria steps up to protect her family's legacy. However, Victoria will also get some comfort from Nate Hastings. Also, Chelsea shares a secret with Nikki Newman. It sounds like Nikki will find out about Victor's kidnapping scheme. There's no way that Nikki will be okay with Victor putting Lily and the twins through that kind of ordeal. Sally Spectra forces Billy Abbott's hand. Audra Charles receives a tempting offer. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers is held accountable for her actions. The people who do this just happen to be Nick Newman and Sharon. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of January 26, 2026? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Monday, January 26, 2026. Fans can expect Kane Ashby to be in pain after an attack. Victoria Newman tries to protect her family's legacy. Plus, Sharon Newman worries about Noah Newman's future with Sienna Bacall. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Victoria, who is furious with Kane for attacking Newman Enterprises. The brunette knows that there are only a few people that Kane truly cares about, those including his twins and Lily Winters. So, Victoria took it upon herself to contact Lily and the twins to let them know what their father is up to now. Kane was certainly furious. However, desperate circumstances call for desperate measures. Victoria won't be the only one who launches an attack at Kane. Victor Newman does as well. Fans watched as Victor made a call to eliminate the Kane problem. Then, in a weekly preview clip, we see Adam Newman confiding in Chelsea Lawson. The brunette is horrified to learn that Victor plans on kidnapping Lily and the twins to use against Kane. Chelsea has a lot of loyalty to the Newman family. However, this is huge to keep to herself, especially since there are children involved. While Victor would never hurt the twins, this kidnapping scheme goes way too far. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for tomorrow's episode, reveal that Sharon will worry about her son. Sienna doesn't have a lot of hope for the future with Noah, but also knows that he could end up resenting her one day. Sienna told Victor that it would be best for her to leave Genoa City. However, Sharon will worry about how Noah will take that news. After all, he has risked everything for her, and now she just wants to say, "Thanks. See you later?" I'd be pretty pissed too. However, when Sienna tries to be honest with Noah, he might try to convince her to stay. So, I could see Sienna sneaking out and disappearing without saying a word. Noah would want to chase after her, but is that really a good idea? Maybe Noah should just take a breath and think about things for a few minutes. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, January 26, 2026? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Chelsea Lawson will flip over Victor Newman's triple kidnapping plot. Adam Newman will offer an explanation when Chelsea jumps to what'll probably be a wrong conclusion. YNR's preview video for the week of January 26 to 30 shows Adam admitting that Victor wants to use Lily Winters, Maddie Ashby, and Charlie Ashby as leverage against Kane Ashby. That news will throw Chelsea for a loop and leave her worried about how far Victor might go. Chelsea will get nervous about the possibility of Victor kidnapping Lily and the twins, but would Victor really do that? Victor might if he thought it'd actually help. But there's a problem since Kane knows he'd never put Lily, Charlie, or Maddie in real danger. Victor isn't some monster who's going to torment Neil Winters' family, so kidnapping may not be his goal here. Y&R already has a kidnapping storyline that's about to get underway with Dominic Winters, so adding another triple abduction would be kidnapping overload. It makes more sense for Adam to correct Chelsea after she makes a wrong assumption about Victor's leverage idea. Adam may put Chelsea's mind at ease when it comes to her kidnapping speculation. There should be another way for Victor to tangle Lily and the twins up in all this, a way that doesn't involve abducting them and holding them hostage. That said, Lily, Charlie, and Maddie could still have to deal with some drama. There are safer strategies Victor could use that would upend the trio's lives and career paths. Victor might at least be willing to sink that low since his own true love and children are being targeted too. Kane's Newman takeover plot is hurting Nikki Newman and the rest of the Newman brood, so Victor may fight fire with fire. Then again, Victor might bring Lily and the twins in on his leverage plot. There might be a way to use Lily, Charlie, and Maddie to dupe Kane since they're on Victor's side in all this. Regardless, kidnapping will hopefully be off the table, so stay tuned for Adam's updates on Victor's grand plan. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kane and Victor's feud will come with more twists and turns. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 26-30 indicate some high drama is about to hit Genoa City. Dominic Newman Abbott Winters Chancellor is disappearance, and Detective Burrows will issue a huge SOS. Dominic is about to go missing, and unfortunately, it seems that Mariah Copeland may be to blame for this. Devin and Abigail are going to need help to figure out who is behind this. Detective Burrows will get pulled into this mess and will try to figure who is behind the kidnapping. However, Mariah would probably be the last person Devin and Abby would consider kidnapping him. Daniel Romalotti Jr. and Tessa Porter will ultimately get pulled into that story, so maybe they could help put some Mariah puzzle pieces together. Mariah's mental state is terrible, and she is finding herself pulled closer to the teachings of Ian Ward. Mariah is dragging Dominic into danger, and that is not far to this innocent child. Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott seem to have come to a major drop-off point in their relationship. Billy and Sally agreed to run Abbott Communications together, and now Kane Ashby is offering him Chancellor, the company his mother took away from him and sold to Victor Newman. Sally is not likely to stay with Billy if he chooses Kane's offer over their relationship and business. Phyllis Summers is right in the middle of this. Phyllis isn't about to allow Kane to get by with this. Victor promised Jabot to Phyllis and took it away from her. Phyllis may consider Chancellor to be her consolation prize. Victor may consider setting up an alliance with Jack Abbott. It is not going to be easy for these two to get on the same page. Victor is still convinced that Jack could have killed Nikki Newman when he was trying to get Nikki off alcohol again. Will they have to join forces in the end to save themselves from Kane? Victor is going to have to make some strategic moves if he is going to beat Kane at his own game. Kane has truly gotten to Victor this time and has shaken him to the core. Will Victor and Jack finally put this vendetta behind them and work together to stop a common enemy before they both lose everything? The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 26-30 suggest some bombshells up ahead in Genoa City, plus a flurry of casting activity. Find out who's coming and who's going on the CBS soap over the next 5 days, down below. The Young and the Restless spoilers note that the role of Dominic Newman Abbott Winters Chancellor has been recast. Young actor Ethan Ray Park debuted in the role during the Friday, January 23rd episode, as he shared some family fun with his parents. The role was last played by River and Rain Ware. Speaking of, as Dominic, he'll go missing during the Wednesday, January 28th episode. This will launch a terrifying kidnapping storyline, so fans can expect to see more of Dominic's mom, Abby Newman Abbott Winters, played by Melissa Ordway. Unfortunately, Abby and Devin Winters Hamilton's lives will be flipped upside down when they realize their only son has gone missing. In addition, the super couple will get some shocking news during the Friday, January 30th show. While on the topic of Dominic's kidnapping, the Young and the Restless fans know that Mariah Copeland will be behind all this, and Cameron Grimes will get more canvas time during the week of January 26th. She'll be seen during the Tuesday, January 27th, and Friday, January 30th episodes. In addition, Ray Wise will make an appearance this week, as Ian Ward continues to haunt poor Mariah. In some feel-good casting news, Redding Munsell will reappear in storylines as Harrison Abbott. He'll concoct a sweet scheme to try and get Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott back together during the Monday, January 26th episode. What storyline are you most looking forward to during the week of January 19 to 23? Which storyline are you most interested in right now? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Tune into Young and the Restless daily for all the Genoa City drama, and visit SOS regularly for the hottest Y&R updates, spoilers, and news. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates suggest that Sally Spectra might undermine Billy Abbott's agreement during a confrontation on Kane Ashby's train. Sally had been holding on to the hope that Billy had finally moved beyond his obsessive quest for revenge, but it appears that this was never truly the case. In any event, Kane is now presenting Billy with a golden opportunity to take the reins at Chancellor without any strings attached, making it clear that he is indeed tempted to seize this chance. Sally has made her disapproval of this deal abundantly clear to Billy, warning him that she will not be happy if he decides to proceed. However, despite her objections, it seems that Billy might still give Kane the green light and prepare to turn his aspirations into reality. There's even a possibility that Billy could push for even more if he decides to make another proposal to Kane. Alongside the generous Chancellor deal that is free and clear, Billy is also contemplating a proposal that involves Newman Media. It's clear that Billy would relish the opportunity to outmaneuver both Victor Newman and Adam Newman by integrating Newman Media into Abbott Communications. This strategic move would significantly enhance Abbott Communications as they strive to establish themselves in the industry. Nevertheless, Billy is on the verge of making decisions that will leave Sally utterly shocked and not in a positive light. Sally might come to the realization that the circumstances are even more dire than she initially believed, which explains why she will confront Kane and unleash her frustrations on him. When Sally arrives at Kane's train and enters his office, Y&R spoilers indicate that she will confront him. Kane might insist that Chancellor is a peace offering and act as if Sally should appreciate the gift he is giving to her boyfriend. Nevertheless, Sally could question Kane's real intentions and suspect that there is more to his agenda, and Sally may pressure Kane to withdraw his Chancellor offer, as it puts a target on Billy's back. Victor will not allow Billy to escape this situation, so Sally will be worried about what the future may bring if this deal goes through. Unfortunately, if Kane remains stubborn, Sally will continue to be anxious about Billy's obsession with Chancellor and Victor's retaliation once he is further provoked. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. Come back here often for The Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. In Friday's episode, The Young and the Restless took a break from business as usual, emphasis on business, in its preview for the week to come. But while that was good news for viewers tired on non-stop corporate shenanigans, it was very bad news for the show's last remaining original character. Naturally, the revelation stemmed from the soap's game of musical CEOs. Billy was ticked to learn that Sally had tattled to his mother that he was potentially leaving the company. But it turned out that the redhead hadn't gotten to speak with Jill at all. On the contrary, Sally explained that she'd spoken to Billy's Uncle Snapper, who informed her that Jill's heart condition had taken a turn for the worse. Would Young and Restless really kill off its only remaining OG character? It's hard to imagine that the powers that be would send Jill to the grave. But then, there was a time when we thought that about her grandson Chance, too. And though Jill drove tons of story for decades as she slept her way up the corporate ladder, breaking hearts and breaking up marriages along the way, her role has been significantly reduced in recent years. In fact, lately, two-time Emmy winner Jess Walton mostly shows up now and then so that Jill can scold son Billy, who, let's face it, is just about always due for a tongue lashing. Rather than kill off Jill, the show could perhaps reposition her in the Grand Dame role that was left vacant when we lost the great Jean Cooper as Catherine. After all, no one's been around the block more than Jill, so who better to dispense sage advice? Plus, she's mellowed over the years and isn't nearly the hell-raising scheme queen she once was. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Phyllis Summers and Billy Abbott aren't on the best of terms, but since they were once a thing in Genoa City, a romantic reunion is always possible. The CBS Soap's Instagram handle just dropped an interesting video that may hint this is on the horizon. On Tuesday, January 20th, the Young and the Restless IG handle uploaded a video of Stafford and Thompson, backstage but in character. The headline on the video read, "The sound people hear when Billy and Phyllis show up together at the function." Stafford and Thompson are shown walking through a door backstage while goofing around. Stafford has both hands up in the peace sign as Thompson came through the door, shirtless, waving the shirt around with a crazy look on his face. The sound in the background was the creepy instrumental theme music to the movie Psycho. The caption of the IG read, "When Phyllis and Billy show up, you know it's going to be a party. Najia. YR. Soap opera. Daytime TV. Philly 2.0? Could the show be hinting at a Philly reunion?" Stafford commented on the IG post with #facts, and one fan replied with, "We need a Philly 2.0 with you and Jason together. Philly has a big history, but you didn't play the part when that happened." The fan added, "Would love to see you and Jason get together on the show." When Phyllis and Billy first fell in love, and Phyllis cheated on Jack Abbott with his brother, no less, Red was played by actress Gina Tognoni. As such, it would be nice to see Billy with Michelle Stafford's version of Phyllis. After all, she is the OG Phyllis. Seeing as Sally Spectra is losing patience with Billy, and Phyllis won't last that long with Kane Ashby, once Lily Winters returns, there is a chance Billy and Phyllis could rekindle things. Young and the Restless spoilers for Jan 26/30, 2026. Anticipate Sally Spectra exploding and Sharon Newman panicking. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming this week, then we'll dive into next week. On Wednesday, January 21st, we've got Sally Spectra over at the Damian Kane train, and she is ranting about him luring Billy Abbott in by offering him Chancellor. Damian Kane's advice is that Sally should trust Billy, but Sally Spectra doesn't believe it when Damian says he cares about Billy Abbott and is proud of his progress. He actually credits Sally. Damian also says Sally Spectra shouldn't make Billy choose between her and Chancellor. Then Damian Kane asks, doesn't Sally want payback on Adam Newman for the way he treated her? He suggests this stuff with Newman Enterprises is karma. Sally thinks it's all going to blow up in Billy Abbott's face and wants Damian to leave Billy alone. Sally Spectra asks him to retract the Chancellor offer. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott tells Billy Abbott, "Yes, it's confirmed. Damian Kane and Phyllis Summers have attacked Newman Enterprises with the AI. Of course, Billy knows it. He says Damian offered him Chancellor. Jack Abbott thinks that Billy is backsliding into obsession and revenge, but Billy Abbott denies it. Jack says he is also worried about Nikki Newman. Billy says, look, she's going to lose Chancellor either way, either to the AI or to me taking it over. Jack Abbott's mad. He's ranting, calling Billy Abbott selfish. Billy's trying to justify it, saying, if he takes Chancellor, at least the AI won't destroy it. It won't destroy Catherine Chancellor's legacy. Jack assumes Billy's definitely taking Damian Kane's offer, and he thinks part of the reason is for payback on Jill Abbott. But Billy Abbott says Damian is trying to atone for the past. Jack Abbott asks Billy not to do it, but of course, he's not going to listen. Chelsea Lawson Newman lectures Phyllis Summers at Crimson Lights about the mess she's made. Then con woman Chelsea is dropping Bible verses on Phyllis, which is kind of ironic. Chelsea Lawson Newman is quite sure Phyllis is going to get sloppy, make a mistake, and is going to go down. Phyllis Summers tells Chelsea she's proud of beating Victor Newman. Chelsea promises revenge. There are more arguments. Phyllis Summers says Summer Newman is going to be fine, and Chelsea Lawson Newman should be glad that Victor Newman has been slapped by karma. Ironically, Chelsea says this only happened because Phyllis cheated. Again, that is coming from the con woman. Chelsea Lawson Newman goes, and Daniel Romalotti comes in, immediately confronting his mom about the attack on Newman Enterprises. Phyllis Summers tells Daniel to back down, but he won't. Phyllis also insists Victor Newman had it coming. She recounts a little laundry list of things that he's done to her, but she left out the Marco Aniscelli incident, which to me was the very worst. Putting a stranger into your bed that looks like your husband, that's sexual assault. There's nothing else for it. Phyllis Summers says Daniel Romalotti doesn't really love her because of the way he's talking to her, and she makes a dramatic exit. Phyllis Summers heads to see Damian Kane, and she's complaining about Chelsea Lawson-Newman and Daniel Romalotti coming at her. Damian says, "Things are going to get worse. This is going to continue." Phyllis wants to know when Newman Enterprises is going to be totally theirs. Damian Kane tells her that Sally Spectra showed up to read him the riot act because he offered Chancellor to Billy Abbott. Phyllis Summers doesn't like that he made the offer, but Damian Kane says Billy is his brother and deserves Chancellor. When Phyllis goes on about it being a bad move, Damian says, "Look, the decision's mine, not yours." Now, when Phyllis Summers hears things like that, she usually goes berserk and betrays people. So, we'll see. Sally Spectra grills Billy Abbott back at home and wants to know if he's going to take Damian Kane's offer. But before he can even answer, she's ranting. Billy Abbott insists he's not revenge-obsessed. He wants to protect Catherine Chancellor's legacy, but Sally thinks taking Chancellor again will destroy Billy. She thinks Damian Kane has some kind of agenda, and really doesn't have Billy Abbott's best interest in mind. Tessa Porter shows up and finds Daniel Romalotti moody and distant after his confrontation with his mom. He tells Tessa that Phyllis Summers is doing all these bad things. Then he says Tessa Porter's problems are more important. She says she's going to file for divorce and seek sole custody. Then she and Daniel Romalotti talk about their connection that neither can deny, and they're back to kissing. Jack Abbott goes to see Nikki Newman. He's worried about all the stress. She says that Matt's been taken care of, but she has no idea of the details of what Victor Newman did. Nikki says that Victoria Newman managed to save some of their assets, but things look bad. Jack Abbott says, "At least you can rebuild." But Nikki Newman is quite distraught that she's lost Chancellor, and Jack thinks Victor Newman deserved to be slapped by karma, but he doesn't think the rest of the family deserved it. Jack Abbott tells her that Damian Kane offered Chancellor to Billy Abbott, which completely shocks Nikki Newman. They agree that Jill Abbott wouldn't like this. Nikki thanks Jack for saving her during that sobriety spiral at the GCX that night a couple of years ago. Then Victor Newman walks in and glares, because that's the moment that they are hugging as friends. On Thursday, January 22nd, Damian Kane tells Phyllis Summers that Newman Enterprises is pretty much theirs. They just need to step in and take control. But Victoria Newman shows up and says, "Over my dead body." She's going to hit Damian Kane with a low blow to try and stop him in his tracks. Sharon Newman is increasingly concerned about Nick Newman. His pain is worse. He's taking his last prescription pill. He's got fentanyl in his pocket, and he's got some rage issues. Obviously, he is in legit pain, but also he may be dealing with the pain of withdrawal because of the opioids he's been eating, like Mentos. Victor Newman confronts and lays into Jack Abbott after he sees Nikki Newman and Jack sharing an innocent hug. Victor's going to blow it all out of proportion, and he warns Jack Abbott to back off his wife. Friday, January 23rd. Holden Novak and Audra Charles go see Amy Lewis. They're hoping to make amends. I'm sure it's about Audra and Nate Hastings' breakup over that dirty deal she did with Victor Newman, and also about Damian Kane's murder. Mariah Copeland gets a message that's haunting. I'm sure it's going to be Ian Ward, related or Ian adjacent, or a hallucination. I want the real Ian back. Abby Newman and Devin Hamilton have some trouble, and this is going to cross over with a storyline with Tessa Porter, Mariah Copeland, and Daniel Romalotti. By the way, Detective Burrow is going to be joining the GCPD. We're finally getting another cop in Genoa City. We're going to be seeing more of Matt Cohen's character. When he first signed on for Young and the Restless, it looks like he had ruptured his Achilles tendon for the second time and had to have surgery. He had mobility issues where he was wheelchair-bound, and now he's up, recovered, and walking better. So, we will be seeing a lot more of him. He's such a cutie and such a talented actor. The week of January 26th through the 30th marks the kickoff of Sweeps on Thursday, January 29th, and it runs through February 25th. Big stuff is ahead, and the pace is going to pick up. We're owed some closure on the Matt issue. Last we saw, Victor Newman was heading into a room where he had Matt. I don't think he's killed him. Remember, Victor was going to keep Jordan Howard in that cell for the rest of her life, eating Brussels sprouts? I suspect he may be keeping Matt to torment him. That's kind of a Victor thing to do. Michael Baldwin has a hard time seeing Victor Newman's empire crumble while others are so thrilled about it. Jack Abbott is on edge about what Phyllis Summers, Damian Kane, and Billy Abbott's next moves are because he wants to protect Jabot. Billy's desperation to get his hands on Chancellor could cost him Sally Spectra, and also maybe Jack. Sienna plans to return to LA after Matt is dealt with. We know Noah Newman is going to be hurt, but Audra Charles is waiting in the wings. Nick Newman gets further off the rails and may turn to fentanyl or other dodgy drug sources to manage his pain and his withdrawal symptoms. Plus, things get worse for Mariah Copeland as Ian Ward's influence from the great beyond pulls her further away from Tessa Porter and their family, while Daniel Romalotti and Tessa keep getting in deeper. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that Chelsea Lawson has been living with Adam Newman for some time. Marriage was brought up on the January 20th episode of Y&R Leading Fans to wonder if a proposal is on the way. Will Chelsea spontaneously propose to Adam since they are doing so well together? Nikki Newman asked Chelsea about her and Adam's relationship today. Adam and Chelsea moved to the ranch months ago after Victor Newman surprised Nikki without the rebuilt ranch house. Chelsea was visiting with Nikki, and the two discussed Chelsea's relationship with Adam. Marriage has never really come up since Chelsea and Adam moved in together. Adam was trying to do what was best for their son. Chelsea wasn't even sure if she wanted to be with Adam as a couple when they moved in together. Now, Chelsea wants to make things more official? Adam has revealed that he was scared about where this was going. Will Chelsea make the big move? Chelsea knows that Adam was afraid that she might leave him over the attack on Jabot. Chelsea made it clear that she was not okay with this. However, Chelsea tried to reassume him that she didn't feel that way at all. Adam may also feel that if he proposes, he is trying to keep her close, and perhaps he is manipulating her. Adam doesn't want Chelsea to cut and run, and he knows how difficult it is for her to go along with everything his father keeps ordering him to do. Considering everything that has happened so far, Adam may be afraid to ask for a bigger commitments because he is afraid she will run for the literal border. Valentine's Day will soon be here, and fans could be shocked to see a proposal from Chelsea instead of Adam. After all, Chelsea wants to make things permanent just to show Adam how much she loves him. Chelsea supports Adam and doesn't ever want him to fear that she might walk away from her. Chelsea loves her man and wants him to know that above all. Will Chelsea propose to Adam for Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day would be the perfect time to have a proposal, and it would be nice for Chelsea to be the one who surprises Adam by popping the question. Will Adam accept Chelsea's proposal and move on with setting a date, or is Adam ready to make this move?